Ah, the casino. A house of dreams, riches and shiny lights and sounds. The perfect place to bring people to spend their hard-earned money in an attempt to earn even more money. Despite some people walking away with the big bucks, the general rule of thumb is that the house always wins, and any profitable casino will always make sure that it makes more than it loses. However, if you're determined to beat the house, then there's only one place to go, and that is Las Vegas. Sin City, baby. Look, I'm not saying that cheating is funny, but the way that this guy did it, you simply can't help but laugh. Tommy was a notorious slot machine cheat who became infamous in the 1980s and 1990s for his creative methods for manipulating slot machines. He started out his career on beating casinos by playing pool and cards as a teenager, so this was the very beginnings of his cheating escapades. He would also learn from a young age how to take things apart and put them back together again, which was particularly interesting paired with his later ambitions for gambling, so maybe if he could get both of these passions and somehow get them to work together, maybe he could not only have some passion in his work, but make a bit of money out of it as well. That is called foreshadowing, people. In the early 1980s, Tommy became interested in slot machines and began studying how they worked whilst working at a television repair shop. His friend, Ray Ming, showed him a contraption that would be the basis of his masterstroke in cheating casinos out of a lot of money. In his car trunk, Ming had a miniature slot machine and a top-bottom joint, a rare but effective cheating tool at that time period. The device was a metal rod with a hook on one end that could be inserted into the machine through the coin chute. By hooking the device onto a spring-loaded lever, he could trigger the machine to release coins without ever having to play the game itself. Look, it's not even cheating at the game. You don't even need to play the game, you just need to manipulate the machine to release its money. So this is just straight up theft, if you ask me. He first tried this out at a 5-cent machine at a Las Vegas Strip casino and managed to collect more than $35 worth of nickels. He spent the entire weekend using this tool on various slot machines and managed to do so without any problems. Tommy quickly became a master of using the top-bottom joint and began making a fortune cheating casinos across the United States. He basically dropped everything to go to Las Vegas and use his contraption to start pumping the money. However, his escapades would soon come crumbling down as he went to go sit at a Denny's, and whilst he was sat down, the police raided the place, arrested him and basically confiscated his winning tool from this absolute tool. Tommy originally tried to argue that this thing was used to help start his car, which was certainly not believed given this guy's track record, so he was arrested and sentenced to 5 years in prison for trying to cheat the system. Tommy was down, but not out. Not by a long shot. They always say that incarceration is not the best way to deal with a prisoner, mainly because they are clubbing together with other prisoners behind bars who may be able to share their knowledge with others on how to cheat the system even more. And that's exactly what happened in this case. Tommy met a man called Mike Balsamo, who helped form a small group of game cheats who all met outside a prison to bring together their criminal minds into a new way to cheat the casinos. However, there'd been a few issues given the fact that technology had advanced somewhat since they were in prison, meaning that their old ways simply didn't work anymore. They needed new, innovative methods. So, Tommy decided to invent something called the Light Wand, a device that could blind the optical sensors on slot machines, causing them to pay out large jackpots. Not only was he making hand over fist from the machines themselves, but he was also making the light wands to sell them on to other people, making thousands in the process. The guy basically just lived in Vegas and Atlantic City the whole time, selling these light wands and cheating casinos out of thousands of dollars, so his days at being at the TV repair shop were well and truly behind him. This all came crumbling down in 1996, however, when he was finally caught cheating on a slot machine in the Circus Hotel Casino, where security managed to apprehend him, and he was later charged on accounts of possessing a cheating device and manufacturing a cheating device. And in the year 2000, Tommy was federally convicted as a principal member of a nationwide cheating operation. Tommy was sentenced to serve 326 days in jail, 3 years on probation, and a court order ruling to stay out of all casinos until his probation was over. So, what happened after this? Did he get released and carry on cheating? No. As a matter of fact, and maybe what you didn't expect, was after this, Tommy put his hands up and realised that maybe his life of cheating was well and truly over, and, as a matter of fact, turned a new leaf, completing his redemption arc and working with many anti-cheating organisations to try and prevent this sort of behaviour happening in the future. So I guess for somebody with the knowledge and experience, it might be worth having them on board to try and prevent that sort of activity happening in the future. Despite his criminal past, Tommy's legacy lives on in the world of gambling. He will always be remembered as one of the most creative and successful slot machine cheats in history, getting one over on the big guy, even if it was just for a brief period of time. If you guys liked that video, here's another one just like it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.